A young man gunned down by police in Sacramento. The community is outraged and is demanding justice.
And a San Diego City Council decision regarding the homeless population in South Bay is leaving residents upset.
And it's gray skies above, but will San Diego get the rain that they need? We have our weekly forecast. Newscene starts right now.
Hello and thank you so much for joining us here on this edition of Newscene. I'm Adonis Albright.
And I'm Tara Morales.
A community is demanding answers after Sacramento police officers opened fire on an unarmed black man. Newscene's Matt Reyes has the story.
The entire horrifying sequence unfolds in only a few seconds. The fatal shooting of Stephon Clark Sunday night in Sacramento. Police say officers thought he was approaching them pointing a gun at them. But investigators say they only found a cell phone on him. The shooting took place in the backyard of Clark's distraught grandmother.
He was right there dead. And I told them officers, you guys are murderers, murderers.
The incident was captured on 2 police body cameras and Nightscope helicopter camera footage released by the Sacramento police.
Hey, show me your hands! Stop! Stop!
Sheriff's deputies in the helicopter direct officers on the ground toward the suspect. From above, officers can be seen chasing him, crouching behind a wall, then firing multiple rounds.
Show me your hands! Gun! 5-7 shots fired, subject down.
Well, our police officers felt that their lives were in danger. They felt that the subject had a firearm and that the subject was pointing the firearm at them.
Protesters gathered at the State House to voice their frustrations, and the mayor of Sacramento wants a full review of the shooting by April 10th.
I feel their anguish. I feel the community's anguish.
As the investigation continues, the family is demanding change.
Like how you know Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, you're going to know. You're going to know him. You know what I mean? You're going to remember this.
For Newscene, I'm Matt Reyes.
Thanks, Matt. Now, many have criticized Sacramento over use of force on black men in the past, but even with transparency, a community's frustration still grows. And with a 39% increase for homeless youth in San Diego.
More opportunities for women in California. A 10-year program that seeks to repair California's infrastructure will include a provision that aims to train and hire women for construction jobs. The program will specifically focus on helping low-income women transition out of public assistance services. The large-scale plan will offer classes that train women in a variety of trades ranging from metalwork to plumbing and pipe fitting. Classes will also elaborate on how to cope in a male-dominated society.
And with a 39% increase for homeless youth in San Diego, the first step to improving their lives comes with a welcoming grant. Around $2.5 million was given to San Diego Youth Services as a way to help the homeless youth receive housing. CEO of the San Diego Youth Services, Walter Phillips, says the money will be a catalyst for the city, ensuring these services will be available to them anywhere in San Diego. The organization will also partner with community services, such as the YMCA, to expand its outreach to youth in need. The funding will also provide options to repair housing, rental assistance, and supportive housing.
Young people are starting to make a huge difference here in our community. Kids First Station, ran solely by youth volunteers, are holding a 5K this Sunday, along with the race. The event will feature exhibits by young inventors from schools around the area. Proceeds for the event will benefit the homeless youth here in San Diego, aiming to create a brighter future ahead. For more information, you can visit the website listed.
A storage facility for the homeless sparks protests from residents in surrounding neighborhoods. Newscene's Tyra Rue was in Sherman Heights to find out why people are not happy with the decision and why they feel their voices are not being heard.
Sherman Heights, where there's been recent debate about homeless storage facilities being set up around school and residential areas. Earlier today, lawmakers met to discuss the proposal.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 steps from the front door of this facility is close to a home.
At the intersection of a school and residential area is the old Mayflower Warehouse, soon to be the city's new transitional storage center. Supporters of the plan say it will declutter city streets and help homeless San Diegans get back on their feet. But opponents say it would cause safety and health concerns. For months, people in the area have battled the proposal. On Tuesday, they took the issue to City Hall.
And if you don't have anywhere to put your belongings, how are you going to go out and do the other things that you need to do to get your life back together? But the bottom line is it's a need. And in order to address the bigger needs, we need this.
Even students from a nearby elementary school spoke out.
Sometimes we get scared because sometimes the homeless, they'll fight and start yelling and throw glass bottles at each other or rocks. Like down the alleyway, when I used to go to that school, I seen homeless on bikes throwing rocks at each other and having arguments.
Many residents feel the city has been concentrating its worst projects in this neighborhood. After protests and several hours of public comment, the San Diego City Council moved forward with the project to include more lighting, increased security, and 500 bins.
Reporting live for Sherman Heights, I'm Tyra Wu for Newscene.
And thank you, Tyra, for that great story. The San Diego City Council voted 8-1 to approve a proposal to provide storage locks to homeless people in Sherman Heights.
Coming up, President Donald Trump congratulates Vladimir Putin on his re-election against warnings from his advisors.
And the biggest upset in NCAA history, we have our sports report right after the break.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Newly appointed Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell holds his first meeting of the central bank and raises interest rates 0.25%. The hiked rates announced Wednesday will not only affect businesses but also households, as some will see the change reflected in credit card statements, mortgages, and loans. Those who have payments adjustable rates will hit the hardest by the change. Powell says the move shows the overall economic outlook has strengthened, with job gains boosting income and confidence.
And tonight, Republicans on Capitol Hill are sharply criticizing President Trump's phone call with Vladimir Putin. His national security advisor told him not to congratulate the Russian president during their phone call. The White House had taken the stance that the president did not congratulate Putin. That was until Russian media outlets began reporting on the details of the phone call. The whistleblower hunt continues in the White House, this time for who leaked the note of, quote, "do not congratulate him." Republican lawmakers Marco Rubio and John Neal Kennedy were not afraid to share their opinion.
The criticism of Trump comes after his lack of action against Russia for meddling in the 2016 presidential election. Facebook's Cambridge Analytica has come under fire the past week for their mishandling of 50 million users' data with the Trump campaign during the 2016 election. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is promising to protect data and rebuild trust between the sites and its users. Facebook is facing the heat after Cambridge Analytica, a British data firm, accessed information from 50 million Facebook users without permission and using the data to help politicians, including President Trump's campaign. Zuckerberg says Facebook will work on data restrictions to prevent other kinds of data abuse. Facebook already has a tool in the privacy settings to stop apps from using your data.
Well, March Madness continues this week with the Sweet 16, and there's been a lot of surprises. Here's Tyra with more in sports. Tyra?
Thank you, Adonis. The NCAA basketball tournament returns with the start of the Sweet 16 this week. In one of the best weekends of college basketball that we've seen in a while, number 16 seed UMBC defeats its number 1 foe, the Virginia Cavaliers. In what many are calling the biggest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament, the Retrievers dismantled the Cavaliers by a final score of 74-54. Unfortunately, their run came to an end when they lost to Kansas State 43-50 earlier this week. And March Madness continues today with the last of 4 games of the Sweet 16. This year's Cinderella team Loyola of Chicago continues its incredible run. The 11-seed Ramblers held off a late run by Nevada to advance to the Elite Eight for the first time in history. Loyola led it by as many as 10, but naturally the Wolfpack game came back. Closing moments, Ramblers up by a point with less than 7 seconds to go. They downed the Wolfpack 69-68. They'll play Kansas State for a spot in the Final Four tomorrow. Hopefully the Ramblers can continue their Cinderella story this season. And sticking with the Ramblers, an unexpected star emerged from the tournament. A 98-year-old nun became a social media star while watching Chicago's Loyola Ramblers beat Miami Hurricanes on Thursday. She's been the chaplain of the Ramblers for more than 20 years. She made an appearance on Good Morning America earlier this week where she told hosts, quote, "I pray for the other team, but perhaps not as hard. I'm sure she'll be cheering as they take on Kansas State tomorrow." And here in San Diego, the Padres announced that Kevin Towers will go into the team's Hall of Fame on May 12th. Towers spent 15 years as general manager, leading the Friars to 4 division titles and 1 World Series. Towers, who died of cancer on January 30th at age 56, will become the 15th member of the Padres Hall of Fame when he gets inducted. And speaking of the Padres, we're only 1 week away from the new 2018 Major League Baseball season. The Padres will host the Brew Crew next Thursday afternoon at Petco Park. It's been an exciting offseason for the Padres as they made a splash in free agency by signing prize free agent first baseman Eric Hosmer, who looks to bring much-needed leadership and home runs to the team. Well, that's all in the world of sports for this week. We'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Tyra. A company uses green advertising to drive your business. We have the story after the break.
Plus, a local film festival highlights Latinos in front of and behind the camera. Catch your big break coming up in entertainment.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands? My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on a sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put
Extinction is impending for the northern white rhino. The world's last surviving male died after months of poor health. The 45-year-old named Sudan was put to sleep Monday after an age-related condition led to infections causing extreme pain for the animal. Sudan made headlines last year when conservationists fell short in a fundraising effort to help the rhino produce offspring through tinder. His death leaves only 2 females of the subspecies alive. However, experts are hopeful future technologies can save the northern white rhino.
And newly released footage shows the moment a woman is killed by a self-driving Uber test car in Arizona. The 49-year-old woman was transferred to a nearby hospital where she succumbed to her injuries this week. Tempe police reported the woman was walking outside the crosswalk and the vehicle was running autonomous technology with the driver inside. The incident is prompting an investigation by regulators and backlash from consumer safety advocates. Uber is suspending its autonomous vehicle program following the incident.
Do you struggle with making your way around the Gaslamp Quarter? Well, if you do, and you don't know Fred, I visited their headquarters earlier this week. Let me introduce you.
Hi, I'm Tara Morales. I'm reporting from Newscene. I am here in the Gaslamp Quarter in downtown San Diego. We are at Fred right now.
Fred, also known as Free Ride, is a service downtown using electric cars to cut the cost of fuel and working with sponsors to make the service convenient and free. I decided to take a free ride and learn more about it. To request a free ride, you download the app Fred on your smartphone, request pickup and drop off, and your Fred is on the way.
For rides a day, we do 5 rides per hour, so I work 6 hours a day.
The revenue comes from the advertising inside the vehicle, brochures, an iPad that runs commercials in the vehicle, and there's also a billboard outside the vehicle that advertises local community. Free Ride covers all of East Village to 17th Street, Gaslamp Quarter towards Hilton Bayfront, and up to Laurel Street in Little Italy.
So this started in the Hamptons and it made its way down to San Diego. How successful has it been down here?
It's been very successful actually. San Diego is actually the first city that's actually been partnered with the city, Civic San Diego Downtown Partnership Parking Administration.
The Free Ride started their route to San Diego in 2014. I got a tour of Fred and got to see how much it has grown in our community with the help of many local sponsors. The Gaslamp Quarter can be a tough place to find a parking spot, but Free Ride gives locals and tourists an easy way to get around. Well, there you have it. Spring break kicks off today, and if getting around downtown bums you out, call Fred. Do you have any plans for spring break?
I don't actually. I am saving it all up for Coachella. That is coming up in about 2 weeks, but I guess I'll just have to save some money until then. And now we want to toss it over to Juan Gomez for more in entertainment. Take it away, Juan.
Thank you, guys. Today in entertainment, we have you covered on what's happening at the Latino Film Festival here at San Diego. Now let's hear from the stars themselves. Hosts its 25th edition of bringing Latino films to San Diego. Reporter Yakira Delgadillo and myself went this weekend and got some exclusive interviews with the talents of the film. The Flavor of Life cast and director gave us a few words in the world premiere. We asked to the director of the film, Rajesh Gola, why the connection with the food, and this is what he had to say about it.
Food is very similar. It's very expressive. It's very bold. It has a lot of flavors. Similar to what you get when you're eating the last few spoonfuls of your favorite meal.
We also had the opportunity to ask Pepe Serna, famous for his role on Scarface and lead actor of the film Flavor of Life, if he could give us some word of advice for local San Diegans who are pursuing film careers.
The privilege of our lives is to be who we are. So no matter what it is that you want to be, do it and be it.
The premiere of Flavor of Life was last Saturday, but you still can enjoy the film this weekend in Fashion Valley. Among many other stars, we got to meet Luis Arrieta, who was promoting his action film Rebeldes de Altura, where he plays lead character and told us all about his own stunts.
Shooting paintballs. So I'm next to the plane, and there were professional shooters shooting really close to me, but I have no protection or anything. So I'm only behind the plane, and I just see these things, smashing, and so I was really scared, like real. I'm not acting there, and you see it in the film, and it looks great.
So, if you're in the film industry or simply enjoy watching movies, you still can catch a film this weekend. The festival is a great place to see your favorite stars, but also to showcase San Diego filmmakers on the big screen. And if you like gossip and you're a fan of the TV show Sex and the City, Cynthia Nixon, aka Miranda Hobbs, could be representing you in the near future. The actress officially entered the race for governor of New York this Monday. Nixon has never run for elected office. She's currently an educational activist that intends to challenge Governor Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primary this fall. The announcement came on Monday when she uploaded an 18-minute video on her Twitter page where she explains her roots, intentions, and vision for the New York City. Winning won't be easy for the former Sex and the City governor. Governor Cuomo has a campaign cap of more than $30 million. And we have some good news for Marvel fans. Disneyland California will open an expansion for all Marvel superheroes. They announced that expansion will be open in 2020, just a year after the Star Wars expansion will open. Disney also announced that Marvel expansion will also be in Paris and in Hong Kong. This will surely get Marvel fans more pumped up with the upcoming release of the movie Avengers: Infinity War. This has been a run for the Marvel company. They also had this week in the new release of the trailer of Deadpool that many people are excited. Although it's a kind of different genre from the usual Marvel movies, it's still fun to watch. Well, thank you guys. That's all for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Juan. The Cirque du Soleil family and their fans are in mourning following the passing of a longtime performer who died during a show in Florida. The company tweeted an official statement on Sunday confirming the death of aerialist Jan Arnaud. In a video released online this week, he was shown plunging at least 15 feet down during a performance in Tampa. The performer swung back over the stage from the crowd, then fell onto his side as emergency crew members rushed to his aid. He later succumbed to his injuries after 15 years of performing with the company. Following his passing, Cirque du Soleil canceled all additional shows in Tampa.
Coming up after the break, residents on the East Coast are facing a fourth storm. We have the latest on that and more for you in weather.
And I can't change, even if I try.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Welcome back. If you've ever been on the I-5 southbound freeway and noticed a lot of traffic, well, look no further, San Diegans. LA Robles is here to give you the details.
Frankie Ortiz, a 29-year-old Los Angeles native, is known for giving San Diegans a reason to smile during traffic hours on their way home.
And thank God I found that dancing is something that is really fun to do, and also the people, who are honking at me and supporting me. I feel like that's like the music to my ears.
Ortiz has become a local and international hero to many Latinos.
We're from Guadalajara. We were just walking around and then we just saw this amazing dancer with a huge mariachi hat, and we just have to get here.
Mexico, it's not really fancy, There's a lot of broken down houses and stuff, and here we got all this beautiful stuff. We got this bridge. We're mostly here and we don't show ourselves. So him dancing here really inspires us.
We're scared to show us but here this is inspiring.
But what most people don't know is his inspiring backstory.
I used to have a brain tumor. Thank God at 11 years old I had surgery and it was removed. Before December ended, I asked my mom, should I dress up for exercise or should I dress up to come and dance? She told me whatever makes people happy. So if people want to also have someone else to thank, they should be thanking my mom, because my mom gave me the idea to come and dance up here.
Since he started dancing in November, he has taken notice of all you supporters out there. And here's what he has to say.
This is why I come up here, only to be here just for you and be able to see you laugh and smile.
And before I left, Frankie was able to teach me some cool moves of his own. Reporting for Newscene, I'm LA Robles.
Thanks for that story. If you haven't got the chance to check him out, Frankie Ortiz dances from Monday through Thursday until the break of traffic hours. Feel free to give him a honk to show your love.
Well, there's been some cloudy weather and scattered showers, but how long is that going to stick around? Adonis Albright has our forecast. What can we expect, Adonis?
Well, you guys, before we get to our weather over here, I do want to talk about the weather on the East Coast. They are now coming for a fourth storm now in the Northeast. If you take a look on your screen there, they are in the low 40s. All that blue is that heavy snow and ice that they've experienced. New York in particular is in under a state of emergency across several counties. And of course, they're going to expect between 12 to 18 inches of snow. More than 5,000 flights on the East Coast have been canceled as a result of this. So if you are planning any trips this weekend, you may want to reconsider. But back to our weather over here in San Diego, we have had some doom and gloom of our own. Let's take a look at your temperatures across the coast. We're in the low 60s. We are still going to have that cloud cover around, so no sunshine just yet. it will start to ease off. There will be no more scattered showers, which we've been seeing over the past few weeks. That spring weather is going to start to kick in there for us. And moving into our inland areas, Poway. Oh, I guess we're moving on to the 8-day forecast. That works. So for our weekend, we're going to be in the 60s. You can see compared to Friday, the cloud cover isn't going to be as dense. It's going to start easing off. And as we head into the rest of the week, we're going to start seeing that nice sunshine, that nice spring weather. We are going to jump back into the 70s. So that is something to look forward to. If you guys do have the time, you may want to go check out the Carlsbad flower fields that have opened now that it is spring. It's a great time for the family. We may actually have some video for you guys if we do have time for that to show you some of that. No? Okay. But that is all the time that we have for this edition of Newscene.
So spring break is actually starting on the 26th to the 31st of this year. So that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. I want to go out to the flower fields actually. I know we were just talking about it, but it's definitely something
Never
to check
been.
out.
I definitely need to check it out as well.
So
the Carlsbad flower fields would be fun. I know I definitely want to come back with a tan.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's great for a photo shoot.
Yeah, I just hope this rain.
Oh, we are actually going to show you that video. We do have some for you of the Carlsbad flower fields. There you go. Awesome. We do want to check that out. Their hours are, I believe, 9 a.m. and they do close at 6 p.m. This is Monday through Sunday. So they are open every day. I'm not exactly sure how long they're going to keep this on for, but of course it's always a great time for the family, for friends. It's a great place for a photo shoot. Like I said earlier, if you're all about that Instagram, that's definitely a place that you want to check out and go out to. I mean, I haven't updated my Instagram in a while, so that might be something I need to do.
Oh yeah, that would be a beautiful post.
Do you have any other plans for this coming up spring break?
Well, speaking of the flower fields, I do know that Fashion Week San Diego is actually having their spring showcase at the flower fields.
All
So
right.
that's new.
Oh, awesome.
Already got a bunch of beautiful gowns. And now we have some beautiful flowers around it as well.
Definitely gonna be some floral gowns out there. Any other plans?
You know, I'm just probably going to take a rest, actually.
Exactly.
I'm going to take a break this spring break. I have
feel
been
that.
working and school.
Oh yeah, me too. I feel that.
You've got to utilize it, you know.
I am going to actually go up to maybe Julian since we have an entire week off. I mean, I'm still going to be working in between then, but I still want to go check it out. I believe there's still some snow. But that is all the time that we have for you on this edition of Newscene. Tune in next week for all your local, national, and international headlines.